Metro this year. From the Panther Arena in downtown Milwaukee, Wisconsin, it's the Major Arena Soccer League tonight. The Milwaukee Wave hosting the Rochester Lancers. And a pleasant good evening, everyone. Tom Wood along with former Wave team captain Tenzin Rampa as we greet you from the black turf here at Panther Arena. Well, Tenzin, tonight a matchup between the Wave and the Lancers, first time this year, first and only time this year these teams will face each other. Two teams, I guess, predictably where you might expect them record-wise. Milwaukee at 7-3, the defending champs. Hoping, of course, to get the momentum rolling again here and make it to the playoffs in the Eastern Division. The Lancers, of course, a first-year expansion team, a revival of the Lancers team we last saw in 2014-15. As anticipated, struggling a bit at 0-9, maybe struggling a little more perhaps than they thought. They were a Final Four team in the M2 playoffs last year, now moving up a notch. But again, some growing pains and not totally unexpected.
Yeah, and as we know, Tom, this season in the Eastern Conference, hotly contested. Every game is a playoff game. So with an 0-9 Rochester Lancers coming into the Panther Arena, the Wave have got to be salivating. And really important with KC and Harrisburg next week and the following week that they get into an offensive momentum early and get a lot of their usual suspects scoring points.
This will be game 2 of a 5-game homestand for the Wave, and it started with a dramatic 7-6 overtime victory over Kansas City this past Monday. Cheeto was the hero in that one with the overtime game winner with just 20 seconds left to go in the extra period. So Milwaukee, normally a very, very imposing team in their home field, but just 2-2 so far this year, Tenzin. As you said, this will be a good game maybe to get some of the boys rolling again here at home.
Yeah, you can't look past any opponent, and what I know from my playing days is teams get up to play the Milwaukee Wave. And the Panther Arena, today, it should be a good show. We're not expecting a blowout, but that's what the Wave wants, right? With the team that maybe hasn't gotten their first win, great opportunity to blow the roof off of Panther Arena here tonight.
Lancers led by their legendary coach, Doug Miller. A lot of inexperience, so only a couple guys with MASL experience coming into this year. Meanwhile, the Wave, led by their redoubtable coach, Giuliano Oliviero, but they've had to make a few changes in the lineup, and it starts in the nets, where Rafa Diaz is out due to concussion protocol, and we'll be going with Matt Icehold, who played the second half last week.
Yeah, Matt Icehold did a great job, and he ended up closing out the win for the Wave. And, one thing about with the goalie situation is, you shouldn't have to use the goalie too much, right? Only when you really need to break the pressure. Today, the Wave, let Matt do his thing. He's a great shot stopper. But if I'm the Wave, right, I'm keeping the ball at my defender's feet and getting into an offense.
All right, so that's the matchup for tonight's game here between the Wave and the Rochester Lancers. We'll come back with more. This is Wave Soccer and MASL TV. And with the video flyover of the Blue Angels marking the end of our pregame festivities, we are just about set to go with tonight's matchup between the Wave and the Rochester Lancers. Once again, Tom went along with former Wave team captain Tenzin Rampa as the Wave gets set to take on the expansion Rochester Lancers. But Tenzin, actually, I guess you could say, in a way, they're a continuation of the old Lancers indoor franchise, which started back in 2011. Of course, you had several opportunities to play against the Lancers back in the day in the old Major Indoor Soccer League. Wave had pretty good success against Rochester back then, winning 9 of 10. But I know you can certainly remember that one setback before the huge crowd at the Blue Cross Arena in Rochester.
I do remember the game well, and I believe Abby Wambach actually was honored at halftime of that game. Hey, all the respect for Rochester being in here. They're taking a few licks early on in this season, but you know what? You got to start from somewhere. It's great to have them back in the league.
Absolutely it is. Ownership group led by the redoubtable soccer Sam Fantazzo. And Sam has said he's going to go with the local guys for the most part. I would say probably 80% of this team is from the Rochester area. And so he said it's going to take a while, but he believes in the commitment to the Rochester area talent. Of course, led by their legendary coach, Doug Miller, who, by the way, at the age of 43, became the MISL MVP with a 44-goal, 11-assist season back during the 2012-13 campaign. In fact, he collected his, I believe he collected his MVP trophy on his 44th birthday. 531 goals in a indoor career that spanned about 12 seasons. Also had an very notable outdoor career with the old Rochester Rhinos as well. So we're talking about a guy who's a true soccer legend as a player, and there's no doubt, Tenzin, anybody knows soccer, knows indoor soccer, it's Doug Miller.
Yeah, and I had the honor actually to play against Doug while he was wearing a Rochester Lancers jersey. And just a class act on and off the field, and a Rochester soccer legend for sure, both for the Rhinos and the Lancers. So great to have him here.
And so, as we flip to the other side, Coach Giuliano Oliviero, the man who led the Wave to the MASL Championship last year, and he will go with Matt Isold in the nets tonight. Matty, number 3 on the depth chart coming into preseason, but then after the injury to Josh Lemos, which is going to knock him out at least for the regular season, it would appear. And now the roughing up, if you will, of Rafa Diaz, who had to go through concussion protocol after taking a few bangs in last week's game against Kansas City, actually this past Monday. So Matt Isold gets the call, but again, Matty's had some experience. He came on and played in the second half, did a nice job. Helped the Winds secure that 7-6 overtime victory. And so we are underway. Here we go. Lancers with it in the yellow uniforms. They go right to left as we look at the action. The goalkeeper tonight for the Lancers is Brian Wilkin. Wilkin 0-5 with an 8.89 goals against average and a .614 save percentage. So actually, not a bad save percentage. He's certainly faced a lot of shots so far this season. Lancers 0-6 at home, 0-3 on the road. This is the first half of a back-to-back road trip for them, which will see them travel to Kansas City for a 3 o'clock kickoff tomorrow. So they've got a quick turnaround ahead of them. And again, trying to see if they can pick up their first victory somewhere along the way here.
Yeah, and you know, when you first look at the records, you'd think the Wave are going to have an easy game tonight with an 0-9 Rochester Lancers coming into Panther Arena. But as we know, and as I know as a player, is teams get up to play against the Milwaukee Wave. Players tend to have their best games. Teams tend to have, you know, season-changing performances. So I don't expect an easy one. But for the Wave, going into the second half of the season, it'll be really important to get a lot of their usual suspects on the scoring board here to create some momentum.
And certainly by usual suspects, we're talking about the IMAX tandem. Ian Bennett, the Waves' perennial leading goal scorer, once again on top of the team charts with 19 goals this year. Max Ferdinand, the leading playmaker. And the man with the ball right there, Alex Bradley, the reigning MASL Player of the Week for his performance last week. Alex has been on fire, 9 goals in the last 4 games. And all told on this season, the third-year pro out of England by way of Loras College in Dubuque, having an outstanding season. Bradley, 12 goals, 5 assists in his 10 games so far. Wave trying to pressure the Lancers as they bring it up out of the back. That was Diego Mayanga trying to see if he could feed it up to the near wing. Wave takes away now Bradley. Alex gonna launch a shot, save, Woolen, and he's able to gather in the rebound. Good crack that time by Bradley, and a nice save by the Rochester goalkeeper. Milwaukee keeping the pressure on. Lancers able to break it. Here's Daniel Rigger at midfield. Rigger lays it off down low off the inboard in front and cleared out by the Wave. Mayanga will go back to get it, being chased by Chino. Chino was the hero for Milwaukee in Monday's win over Kansas City with his overtime game winner. Shot save as Isold able to make a nice save, and the first one he was tested on, that was Jeremy Lundkow launching a pretty good crack that time.
Yeah, good energy early on here from the Lancers to take it right to Milwaukee, right? I don't think this team is going to be scared to play in this arena here on the early looks.
That's Rafa Godoy dancing with the ball there as he plays it back for Willen. Willen is split time this year between the pipes with Christian Esposito, and 45-year-old Marcelo Moreira also getting an appearance in goal. Cleared out, and the Lancers will have a restart coming. And officials still trying to figure out where to put it. Our officials for tonight, Ron Corey, longtime veteran official, and a man making his debut on the field, Nevin Stojstanovic. So I'm sure Nevin's probably got a few butterflies going into this one, I would think. Been in the box many times. He's certainly not unfamiliar with working a game at Panther Arena, but the first time he's been on the field. Here's LSO taken away, trying to move it upfield, had it deflected away. Wave will put in play. Marcio Leite getting ready to kick it in, and he does. Moves it to Mikey Herrera. Herrera, the 18-year-old out of Milwaukee Marquette High School, scored his first goal of his career in the game Monday. Moves it back now. Drew Wiedebach will tee one up. That one knocked down. Scramble for the rebound. Coming in and trying to get the shot away.
Good recovery that time from Weedy to make sure he tracked back after what was a blocked shot.
Matt Isold was then eventually able to clear, but the Lancers keep it going. Now here's Godoy. Drives one in, and it's blocked. I think it was Wiedebach who made the save there. Off the inboard, Ali Berry clears it up near wing, stays in play. And now Alex Harling will take it for the Lancers.
You know, one thing I'll be looking for early here, Tom, is how quickly can the Wave move the ball in their half-court offense? Because teams are starting to get a sniff that they can be successful against the Wave if they drop back into that half-court defense. How you break that is quick ball movement, right? Turn the defense around. So look for quick ball movement early to create good offensive chances here.
Lancers get it back. That was Brian Wolanski playing it back to Brian Willen. Willen sends it up to midfield, and this one deflecting toward the Rochester bench. Stays in play as Wiedebach has it. Drew Wiedebach, the former star out of Mequon Homestead High School, the University of Wisconsin-Milwaukee.
Well done, Ian and Ali.
Now Max will play it up to Wiedebach. Drew fires a shot. Save made. Wiedebach following up with the header. Max coming in, and his attempted half volley is blocked. Good follow-up by Max. Nice defensive play to knock it down by the Lancers. Wolanski getting some pressure that time from Isaac Pereira. Clears it into the stands, but he was outside his defensive line, so Wave will have to kick it in from there. And now Chino will bring it up for Milwaukee. Still looking for our first goal of the night.
Yeah, as expected, Rochester dropping back into a really deep 3-2 shell and half-court defense, forcing Wave to shoot and beat them from outside.
Chad Vandegrift to Pereira. Isaac's shot is blocked out high, and Isaac going to get called for the foul there. Easy call there for Nevin Stojstanovic. Now, once he blows the whistle a few times, I'm sure that those butterflies will go away pretty quickly. Nice crowd gathered here on a Saturday night at Panther Arena. Boy Scout night tonight. And we got lots of scouts out here. Vandegrift across, coming in. Shot just wide on the left-footed attempt by Pereira.
Some great penetrating pass right there from Chad to split the defense.
Chip downfield, and eventually bounces out of play. The Wave will take it. Busy night tonight in the Major Arena Soccer League.
You know, a quick one-touch pass like that from Chad is what it's going to take to break this tight defense here.
Vandegrift got a touch on it as Chino tried to get it, and now Lancers running up field with it. Isold eventually gets there to clear it away. Loncayo at midfield to Godoy, and he will knock it back behind. Ooh, Wade might have got away with a tripping foul there. Mayanga able to track it down. Anthony Rosano looked like he may have gotten tripped up there, but they play on. Now the pass from Lancano is taken by Vandegrift, and he sends one back in. I don't know if that was a pass or a shot, but Wolanski was able to get it.
Trying to catch him off his line a little bit there, maybe.
So the Lancers holding serve so far. They are the lowest scoring team in the league at 24 goals, and they've also yielded the most at 94. So they're a minus 70 on the goal differential. Milwaukee, meanwhile, has scored 69, given up 44, so they're a healthy plus 25.
Love the step there from Marcio.
Oh, with a spinning back heel. Wave trying to keep it alive now. Off the inboard comes out Marcio. Fires a shot off the post. Oh, unlucky there for Marcio. Mikey Herrera just in a bit tight for the rebound. Couldn't quite convert. Now Max Ferdinand with it.
Yeah, and if you're Danny Murillo and Mikey Herrera, you're doing exactly what you need to do as newer players to this team, is bring the energy. Fantastic.
Elsewhere in the MASL tonight, Florida Tropics hosting St. Louis. They're up 5-1 as Wolanski stops that shot from LSO. That second half score down in Florida. First half in Baltimore, it's the Baltimore Blast 3, the San Diego Sockers 1. Sockers coming off a 7-5 win in Harrisburg last night. And also getting underway a little later tonight, Turlock will be hosting Dallas, and Sonora will be hosting the Mesquite Outlaws. We'll pass along the updated scores as we get a chance to go through tonight's game. This is game 2 of a 5-game homestand for the Wave. They'll be off next weekend, Super Bowl weekend, and then get ready to host Kansas City on Saturday, February 8th, Harrisburg, Sunday, February 9th, 6:07 and 5:07 respectively. Call the Rock Ventures office for tickets, 414-224-WAVE. You can also order online at MilwaukeeWave.com. Guilherme Vega back in the lineup after missing a couple of games with a slight groin injury.
Yeah, it's great to have Vega back. Just another calming presence for the Wave in the back.
Guilherme now in his 5th season with the Wave. Originally broke into the league with the Chicago Mustangs. Chino will play it off for Ian Bennett. Ian's pass or shot was blocked by Harligan. Ian tracks it down. Well, Lancers keeping it tight defensively. Very compact in their defensive end. Ball laid off. Ferdinand tried to send it across. Pass was deflected and cleared out. Isold will get there for Milwaukee. Matty Ice, as he's known around here, making his 4th appearance of the year, first start. He is 1-0 with a 4.22 goals against average. .429 save percentage. He hasn't faced a lot of shots, though, so far. Total of 56 minutes played coming into tonight's game. Made his first appearance for the Wave back in the 2015-16 season. Now Lancano trying to come back 3-2. Pass broken up, following a score. Diego Mayanga, the former star out of Bloomfield College, bangs it home, and the Rochester Lancers lead it 1-0.
Yeah, it looked like he just shot that maybe right underneath Ice there. Gonna have to look at the replay to see how it broke down earlier up the field.
All right, we've got our immediate timeout, but meanwhile, Diego Mayanga and the Rochester Lancers celebrating the goal. Mayanga, originally from Peru, but he spent his formative days in New York City. Went to school at Martin Luther King High School before going on to junior college. He was actually the National Junior College Player of the Year one of his JUCO seasons, and then finished up at Bloomfield College in New Jersey, where he was a pretty good player. And Mayanga, playing in his 8th game, gets his 2nd goal of the season. And the assist is going to go to Matt D'Amico, who had the ball deflect off his thigh. And D'Amico will pick up the assist, his 3rd of the season.
Just far too open on the second chance there. You know, one of the things the Wave have got to make sure that they do heading into the second half of the season is wrap up in the box. There cannot be open players in the box with free chances off the boards. And we know indoors a crazy game. Balls are going to pop out. Players need to be marked.
Well, the one thing is, Rhinos, or rather, Lancers have given up some chances on the defensive end this year. They have given up double figures goals in 4 of their last 5, and 5 total this year, including their most recent outing was a 13-3 setback at Harrisburg. Although, interesting enough, it was only a 5-3 game at halftime, and then the Heat really turned it on the second half of that one. Prior to that, they had lost to Harrisburg 7-3 on January 4th, and then their worst blowout of the year, a 17-4 loss to the Florida Tropics on January 3rd. Of course, Florida has been rampaging through the league. They are 9-1 coming into tonight's action, and they've got a 5-1 lead over St. Louis. Second half in Lakeland. All right, back to the action as the Wave moving it in the zone to the right. Marcio looking for some movement. He's on the defensive line with Chad Vandergriff right now. Here's Luan Salas Oliveira. Moves it back to Vandergriff. Marcio. It's almost like the Lancers are packing it in like they're trying to kill a penalty here. LSO hammers a shot. Nice save there by Willen. Back come the Lancers, trying to get some numbers forward. Harlingen plays it off the end board, and nice job there by Eisel to read the play, scoop it up.
And you can see that Rochester's game plan is pretty clear here. They're gonna bunker in, and what a counter! 4 guys running past the ball, right, to create counterattacking opportunities. Wave gonna have to be really careful, making sure their shape in the back is balanced, not to get caught in overloads.
Max double teamed along the board, trying to get away from Tim Crawford there, number 7. Marcio with it. He goes back to Max. He plays it right across to Marcio. Into the corner. Chino tried to send one across. Broken up by the Lancers, and they'll clear downfield. Lancers' identity originates back from the 1970s with the original North American Soccer League, in which they actually won a soccer ball title one year. So it goes back a long ways, and Soccer Sam Fantazzo now reviving the Lancers as he did a few years ago in the old MISL. But that's a great soccer community, no question about it. Chino holding out as he tried to center in the middle, broken up. Daniel Regier trying to clear out, and foul going to be called behind the play as Chino gets called with his first foul. Remember, in the MASL, you get 3 personal fouls in each half. On your 4th, your team gives up a 2-minute power play. Are you going to look at Dan Reger as he comes off the field? Reger, who wears number 9 because that was his father's number. So I would have to assume his father was also a soccer player or an athlete of some sort. I guess you could be number 9 maybe in some other business, right? Driving truck number 9 or something like that. But I have to believe that Dan's referring to his father's athletic legacy. Milwaukee's had the bulk of the possession, but right now on the short end of the scoreboard. Drew Wiedebach trying to get through in the corner. And tight exchange with Izak comes out. They go with a shot. That one high. Lancers clear out of the zone, and it'll come back to Isold.
That immediate pressure after your shot is going to be so important here, so Lancers can't pick their head up and find a guy running up the field.
I would think the Wave is going to have to try to pounce on a few rebounds here.
Yep.
Tenzin. Marcio fires one in that's blocked in front of the keeper. Nice job there by Danny Murillo to scoop it up. Murillo, the Waukesha native, played for former Wave United outdoor keeper and Cleveland indoor keeper Jim Larkin in his high school career at Waukesha North. Oh, Vega, great look for
ball.
Ian, but unfortunately it bounced over his foot. Great look, though, by Guilherme. Wave able to keep it. Final 30 seconds here of the first period. Fans trying to inspire the Wave to get on the board. Across for Ferdinand. He looks in. Now back out. Vega got it on that left foot. Guilherme's shot just a bit high and wide. Trying to pick the top far left corner of the goal. Marcio to the corner. Ian will lay it back. Vega back for Ian. Fires a shot. And again knocked down. Seems like Lancers are crowding up that area in front of the goal. Hard for shots to get through. Well, that'll do it for the first period. And the only goal of the contest belongs to Rochester. Diego Mayanga, his second of the year from Matt D'Amico, who picks up his third save at 10:46. 1-0 Rochester at the end of one. We'll take a break, come back with more. This is Wave Soccer and MASL TV.
There's no one way to explore the world. My way is to push myself and never take the easy road.
I prefer a road that winds through forests and goes up mountains because I've always been an adventurer at heart. That's why I can't wait to be a scout.
Because scouting will guide me to great things. It won't just teach me to navigate the woods with confidence, but it'll give me the confidence to navigate the world.
I'll enter the Scouts as the best version of myself today and will grow into the best version of myself for my future.
Scouting will show me how to use bravery, trustworthiness, loyalty, and kindness to become a person I'm proud to be.
Because there's no one way to explore the world, and my way is in the Scouts. So
scout me in.
Wisconsin Vision. See more life.
We had a vision of creating a sports medicine program from the grassroots level, from pee-wees to the pros. At Midwest Orthopedic Specialty Hospital, we are taking care of athletes and getting them back on the field. Over 80% of the patients that come to see us for sports-related injuries do not need surgery. That really surprises people. We can relate to our patients because many of us have been there. Athletes like to say they give 110%. Well, guess what? So do we.
We are Dental Associates, a passionate team dedicated to providing care for your entire family. From a simple cleaning to braces, Invisalign, wisdom teeth removal, dentures, and dental implants, we conveniently do it all. Best of all, we're a family-owned business headquartered in Milwaukee.
Our team members are Wisconsin families like yours, with the mission to improve lives beyond dentistry.
Contact us today to schedule your next appointment.
Some of my best memories growing up were cooking with Mom. She always said, food is love. So when she moved in with us, a new kitchen became part of our financial plan. There was a dream. I want to make the most of every meal we have together.
At Northwestern Mutual, our version of financial planning helps you live your dreams today. Find a Northwestern Mutual advisor at
Underway with quarter number 2 here from Panther Arena in Milwaukee. The Rochester Lancers lead the Milwaukee Wave 1-0. Tom went along with former Wave team captain Tenzin Rampa Up here in the booth, out it comes Ian Bennett. Bounces one off the post. Max lays it back. Marcio with a shot in the middle that's blocked. Ian scrambling to get it near side. Oh, nice spin away from traffic. Lays it off. Max tried to work the 1-2, but could not make the following connection. And a late whistle, but I think a legitimate whistle there by the refs on the foul on Max Ferdinand.
Lovely turn there from Ian. Well done to find Max. And, you know, Max trying to find him back through the box, but that's better from the Wave. 2 great chances. That's what you got to create. Sometimes a little chaos is all right.
Bennett along the end board trying to get past Lozano, and it's cleared out to midfield. Lozano, by the way, is their leading scorer with 9 points on the year. Nobody in double figures for the Lancers coming into this one. Well, so far their game plan to pack in the defense is paying off here. They basically had 2 or 3 counterattacks and scored on one of them. Ali Berry, the rookie out of Madison. Madison West High School and Madison College. That's number 22 for the Wave. First time we've seen him tonight. I know Coach Oliviero very optimistic about Ali as far as his development as a player. He's a big, strong guy with a lot of speed, so it's easy as a coach, I guess, to be optimistic.
Versatile player, gives the team some size. It's been good to watch him grow here.
And as we always say, if he comes from Madison West, you know he's got something extra special, Tenzin.
You think so, Tom? Thanks, man.
Oh, Max looking around. Bennett.
Oh,
trying
it's
to
a great ball for me and great idea. Got to get to the back post if you're Yang there.
So he was looking for Matty Yang. Now Max. Ian, but his first touch failed him there, and back come the Lancers. Good challenge at midfield by Ali Berry.
Well done. Good shape as well.
Both teams changing up as Ali Berry has it out at midfield. Over to Drew Wiedebach. Those are your defenders right now for Milwaukee. Pereira will play it out for Berry. Looking in. Alex Bradley with a back heel. Just missing wide. Alex, the reigning MASL Player of the Week, and he almost had another one there. Good hustle by Berry to retain the possession and fend off the veteran Jeremy Ortiz. Ortiz, veteran out of LaSalle University. Originally broke into the indoor game with the old Philadelphia Kicks. Send to the middle. Isaac was trying to see if he could head that one in off the ball, played by Vandergriff. Chad now gets it back in the corner. Lancer's able to clear, and that one's going to go out of play. That should be restart top of the arc for Milwaukee. One thing the Lancers have done so far, Tenzin, is they've avoided giving the Wave a lot of attacking zone restarts here. This is going to be one here, obviously, but I'm trying to think in the first quarter if we even had any.
Yeah, I don't think so. I think this may be the first one.
So that's a key, no question.
You know, and one way to beat the zone too, you know, create some penalties here. So got to capitalize. Another way to beat the zone. Get the ball in your best ball handler's hands, right, and turn this defense around.
Here we go as Marcio will trigger it in, top of the arc. He looks far side, and
good look.
Shot by Bradley just above the crossbar. Marcio reload back to Matt Isold. Still plenty of time to go in the second period. The only goal of the game thus far scored by Rochester's Diego Mayanga at 10:46 the first period on the assist from Matt D'Amico. Chino trying to work his way in. Bennett crossing to the middle. That one got knocked down. And again, the Lancers are going to clear the zone. Nice hustle back by Bradley to get it. And Milwaukee will recycle the possession. Max fires one off the inboard. Bennett in front. Shot saved by Wilkin. And Brian Wilkin with a big kick save there.
That time Wave attacking before the zone can get set. That may be the recipe here.
Marcio's shot is blocked. Well, as one coach once said, best way to beat a zone is to beat it down the field. Oh. Lozano thought about launching one toward the empty net as Isold was way upfield, but instead keeps the possession. Now Rager with it, trying to center. Broken up. Rager aggressively gets it back. Might have caught Ian Bennett from behind, but no call as they play on as Vandergriff digs it out. And now we'll play it for Max Ferdinand. Yeah, one thing I would have to agree, Tenzin, I don't sense any intimidation by the Lancers playing their first game here in Milwaukee. Well, their first since the 2014-15 season, anyway.
Yeah, an early goal will help too. You know, if you're a team dropping back, what you want first is to score first, right? So now they can, you know, sit back and defend a little bit.
Mikey Herrera in the middle, and Wilkin.
Yep,
we got a delayed penalty coming. Pereira's still coming with it, so as soon as the Lancers get control, it's going to be a blue card. No question about it. Wilkin really giving Mikey Herrera a big shove there. And penalty will go against the Lancers. Now, Wilkin will not have to serve the penalty. Somebody else will, but Milwaukee is going to go on the power play. First penalty of the night for either team, and it comes at 5:05. And they're going to give the Wave a shootout, apparently. Usually that's for breakaway situations, but that's what Van McNeil, the public address announcer, said. Let's see if they reassess that call on the shootout.
Oh, wow, interesting.
Yeah, Ron Corey says it's a shootout. So
we'll take it.
We will indeed have one. Wilkin gets called for pushing at 5:05. And didn't see one in the box to serve it for him. But Max Ferdinand will trigger the shootout. He will have a head start on the rest of the players who are lined up at midfield. Now, oftentimes, as we've seen the last couple of years, Tenzin, Max will take a couple of touches and look for Ian Bennett or Marcio streaking in from one of the wings.
Well, so many options here. You got the pace threat with Marcio and Ian getting up the field to create the 2v1. You also got Max's feet. Sometimes he opts just to shoot by the earlobes of the goalie. Very hard to get your hands up that high, that quick. So plenty of options here. It'll be exciting to watch.
Diego Mayenga will serve the penalty. If the Wave doesn't convert in the shootout, they would go on the power play. Here's Max coming in, and he lays it off for Ian. Shot and a goal!
There it is.
And so the Wave is tied it at one apiece on the shootout power play conversion. I+ Ian Bennett, his 20th of the year. We're all tied at 1.
Hey, that time Ian just getting a great jump off the gun. Right there. Not many guys going to keep up with that guy, and you can't teach speed. Well done. We've seen that before. Hard to stop.
And he certainly paid the price for it physically at the end, but it looks like he's okay. Nicely done by Max to slide it across to him. Ian Bennett with his team-leading 20th goal of the season. And Max picks up his team-leading 15th assist. Max just second in the league now in assists. Leo Gibson of Kansas City leads with 16. Gibson also the league's leading scorer with 31. Bennett now with a total of 23 points on the year, 20 goals, 3 assists. And Max Ferdinand maintains his tie with Ian at the top of the team scoring list, his 15th assist for 22 points. Also, he's got 7 goals.
Love the connection Max and Ian have. Another connection on this team that's so dangerous, Luan and Marcio, right? When you have pairs that play so well together, so dangerous, such an added benefit to your team.
It's the 5th year that Ian and Max have been together, the IMAX tandem, as we like to call them. All right, Wave bringing it up. And again, there's no power play because Milwaukee scored on the shootout, but it might appear that way, the way Rochester is packing it in defensively here. That's the way they've been since the start of the game, and it's proved very effective to keep them in it as we are tied at 1. Vega far side, LSO, Bradley back for LSO, trying to send it across.
Luan and Marcio is that tandem I was talking. I'm not sure if I spoke correctly there, but.
The two Brazilians who have, been together with a few years in between where LSO was playing on the West Coast, but otherwise, been about 5 years for those guys. Same as Max and Ian. Vega drills it in! And Alex Bradley I think, tipped it in. It might have gone off a defender. We'll have to see.
It looked like an own goal to me.
So we'll check it out one more time on the Wisconsin Vision Instant Replay. Vega sends it in. Yeah, it might have been off the defender, Alex Harling. End zone view might tell us more here. And yeah, off Harling, I believe. So the goal would go to Vega, and then Chino would get the assist.
And regardless, great from Vega to make an early decision to shoot or pass. And that's what's going to take to beat this zone defense. All credit goes to Vega there. Well done.
Time of the goal at 6:32. Well, maybe Alex got a piece of it. Like I said, if he did, that's his 13th of the year. And if Guillermo Vega ends up getting credit for the goal, that would be his 3rd of the season. But it's definitely a goal for the Wave, and they grab their first lead of the game at 2-1. Bennett pressuring Mayanga at midfield. He'll lay it off on the far wing. Good job there by Chino to cut off the passing lane along the boards. Lays it off to Ferdinand. He's coming in with Bennett across the field. Try to fire across, pass deflected, corner kick Wave.
Wave doing a better job beating this Lancer team back up the field.
And that'll bring us to our official timeout. That'll give us a chance to tell you that MASL Prime Time is a new home for the best highlights, interviews, and action from the MASL each week. You can catch the latest episode each Friday as Alex Bashanovsky hosts the 30-minute deep dive of the MASL. Make sure to catch every episode, MASL Prime Time. And you online viewers will be able to catch MASL Prime Time today, or as much as they can put in the halftime package. So stay tuned for that at halftime. Also, outside of being on the team, the best way to know what's happening in the MASL is to tune into Kick This every weekend. Soccer Sam, the owner of the Rochester Lancers, discusses the ins and outs of all the MASL action. Find Kick This every Saturday at 11 a.m. Eastern on iHeartRadio. And the Wave would like to thank Miter USA for providing today's match balls. Miter, founded in Huddersfield, England, is among the world's oldest sporting goods brands, starting production in 1817. Miter is a proud partner of the Major Arena Soccer League, providing arena-specific match balls to both the MASL and MASL2. Tenzin, you had a chance to knock that Miter ball around the last couple of seasons. What do you think of it?
I like it. There's definitely an added weight to it, and, you know, it was good. Yeah, it was much better than the XSL helium-filled ball that we played with that season. Oh, my goodness. But, yeah, I'll take this one to that one all day.
It's a good thing we never played with a retractable roof in the XSL. Those things would have flown out in the atmosphere. We'd never see them again.
Hey, one of my shots is still going. Yeah.
Well, the XSL is a league we try not to mention really in any context if we can avoid it. Oh, hard to believe that was 10 years ago, huh?
Yeah, crazy.
All right, Max from the corner puts it in, shot and goal! IMAX Tandem put it up on the big screen. 3-1 Milwaukee.
Well done, Ian, that time to get around the outside for the shot, get his hips around the ball and get it on frame.
So he's got his second of the night. Max with his second assist. Check it out one more time. Top shelf, where you know who keeps the cookies, as our colleague Nick Voxos down in Kansas City would say. Nick, by the way, we'll get a chance to see the Lancers up close and personal tomorrow when they're in Kansas City for that 3 o'clock game.
Yeah, you see the goalie there had his hands down, and from that distance, a player shooting like Ian Bennett that high, impossible to get your hands up.
Restart goal for the Wave. So they're up 3-1. 3 straight from Milwaukee now after the Lancers had scored the initial goal of the contest, the only goal of the contest in the first period. Well, we'll see now how Rochester is able to weather the storm. They have seen a lot of big runs against them so far this year. And obviously you're only going to be a successful team if you can limit the opposition's scoring runs. But a lot of times that takes a lot of experience to be able to do that, especially when you're playing on the road. Murillo, Isaac Pereira. Isaac trying to cross over on Crawford, eventually spins around and taken away by the Lancers as Alex Harling has it. Up ahead, they were trying to get a 2-on-1, but good hustle back by CVG Chad Vandergrift to make the play. Isold will play it back to Chad. Chad, the St. Louis native who played at both SMU and St. Louis University and began his MASL career with the Ambush before coming to Milwaukee. This is his 4th year with the Wave. Chino with it now as he'll play it over to Marcio. Mikey Herrera. Back from Marcio. Can't get away that time from Frankie Siliberto. They work it across, and eventually the Lancers break it out. Trying to go up ahead on the pass for Siliberto. Cut off by Chino, drops it back for Isold. And now the Wave will work it to Chino. Chino pressing up. Milwaukee was changing up behind the play, so he's got to slow it up. 5:40 to go here in the first half. Wave leading 3-1. Chino with a back heel lead for Max. He'll weigh it across. Marcio tried to send it in, deflected away. Amazingly enough, Tenzin, Marcio still just 1 goal so far this year. Usually you can count on him for double figures.
Yeah, you know, he just gives you so much other intangibles, though. You know, leader on the field, you know, breaking the pressure now, you know, as a defender. And as we know, Marcio comes through in the big games.
Viega with a shot turned away by Wilkin. Oh, he got all of that one. Nice save there by Brian Wilkin. Well, I was going to say, he's the 2nd leading playmaker on the Wave so far this year with 11 assists coming in. And very active otherwise on both ends of the field. Hasn't really been shooting all that much, so I expect he'll definitely get his share of goals before the year is out. But a bit surprising as we approach midseason, and he only got 1. Typically, Marcio would already have a couple of multiple goal games, right, but this stage of the season.
Yeah, you know, the Wave may be thinking this is a game for, you know, to rack up some points for, you know, spread the wealth here going into the second half of the season.
Marcio will hustle back and get that, break up the pass for Matt D'Amico.
Well, Wave being a lot more intentional in their possessions, you know, in their 5v5, things ending with a cross, ending with a shot. That's what you like to see.
Milwaukee was certainly looking for a game that may not have been as stressful as these last 3 that we played. And really, aside from the 2 early season victories in St. Louis, Wave has not had any stress-free ending games so far this year. Nicely done on the back heel flick up for Ali Berry. Well done by the Wave to keep the possession there. Well, Milwaukee, if they can get another goal here, could really start to take control of this game. All 3 of Milwaukee's tallies coming here in the second quarter. Berry will play it back. Ferdinand going across. LSO stepping in, fires a shot. Save Wilkin. Rebound, follow, win it up! Shot a goal! The former Panther in Panther Arena connects for his 3rd of the year, and the Wave leads it 4-1.
Great contact, did very well to get over the ball, right? But still high enough away from the keeper. Well done, Andrew Wiedebach.
LSO will get the assist after the great save by Wilkin initially. Oh, what a strike by Wiedebach.
Beautiful.
That was some reminiscent of the goal scored by Alex Bradley a couple of weeks ago against St. Louis. That game time tally had almost the same exact spot on the field. And you saw from our Wisconsin Vision Instant replay, what a conversion there by Drew Wiedebach.
And again, Wave getting first to the second balls, something that you're going to have to do to win some of these closer games later on in the season. That time catching Rochester Lancer a little bit too deep in their own zone.
Drew with his third of the year. And he also has 3 assists for 6 points. He already has more points this year, Tenson, than his previous 4 years combined. And like the Madison West Regents, you got to like those Milwaukee Panthers, don't you?
Yeah, you know, alma mater right there. And, you know, for Andrew, guys like Yang, you know, it takes a few years to learn the game, and it's good to see Andrew, you know, reaping some of the benefits from all the hard work that he's put in over the last couple of years. So hopefully he can keep it going, and much better from the Wave here with 3:17 left.
Well, he was quite the decorated player in high school at Homestead. Remember, he was teammates with Gabe Genovese, was a star there. Some pretty good players coming out of the city of Mequon. And then Drew kept it going at UW Milwaukee. I'm trying to think, you guys play for the same coach there at?
We did not. Yeah, we just missed each other. I was graduated by the time that he was.
And who was coaching at the time? Tenzin, you were there?
Louis Bennett and John Coleman.
And of course, Louis went on to
Stan Anderson and Bob
Marquette.
Spielman as the assistant coaches at that time. Yes. So, anyways, anytime you know you grow up playing in Wisconsin and get to play in front of you know, a Wisconsin fan base is special. So, well done, good finish there from Weedy.
Luan Oliveira with his 5th assist, 19 points on the season for Luan. And so the Wave with 4 straight goals now to take a 4-1 advantage. And the Lancers put it up and over off the kickoff. Well, if you're the Wave, of course, you don't want to take the foot off the gas now. Try to keep the momentum going. Game ball got stuck between the netting and the end panel. Matty Eisel. Oh, that's some good stuff there from Matt Eisel. Leaping up against the glass to shake that ball loose. Chino bringing it up. Wave trying to make it 2-0 on this homestand. Big back-to-back weekend right here at Panther Arena coming up next Saturday, Sunday. Saturday with the Kansas City Comets in town for another big game. And then Sunday, the Harrisburg Heat. Out it comes. Chino fires a shot blocked in the middle. 6:07 game time on Saturday the 8th. 5:07 on Saturday the 9th. I believe I'm going to say next weekend. It's the following weekend. No action for the Wave next weekend, which of course is Super Bowl weekend. Which of course we were hoping would have been the Packers against the Chiefs, but it'll be the 49ers and the Chiefs. Still should be an entertaining game, I think.
Wave seeing some success here, playing from behind the zone, getting it deep, and then kicking it back out for a distance shot. Unlucky Chino there.
Matthew Yang with it. Matty's got 1 goal so far this year. That was down in Orlando. Back in a 10-2 victory by the Wave back in December. Oh, fires one off the frame. Rebound follow. Shot to go! CBG, Chad Vandegrift. Yang will get the assist, and Milwaukee leads it 5-1.
Almost a mirror image of Wiedebach's goal, except on the opposite side. Comes from an early decision to shoot and being quick to the rebound shot. That time, Chad, well done to the opposite corner.
One more time on the Wisconsin Vision instant replay. Boy, good settle and strike there by Chad. He doesn't score a lot of goals, but usually the ones he scores are pretty significant. Yeah. Side netting right there for his 2nd of the year. Matthew Yang, the rookie out of Milwaukee Hamilton High School and UW Parkside, will pick up the assist. Matty's 2nd point of the year, his 1st assist. 5-1 Wave. So the Waves starting to take control of this now with 5 unanswered goals here in the second period. But still a long way to go here tonight from Panther Arena. Stick around for the halftime show. We will, before the break, send it down to public address announcer Van McNeil. He'll talk with Wave coach Giuliano Oliviero, get some thoughts from the coach on the first half. You saw the foul was against LSO, his first personal in this half. Vega trying to nudge that one out to midfield, but the Lancers recover. Now Crawford on the near side. Cross for Ortiz. Sends it into the corner. And Lancers will recycle back outside the zone. Rochester, by the way, after they conclude the road trip tomorrow in Kansas City, they'll be back home to host Baltimore on Friday the 31st. And they've been putting some pretty good crowds inside that Dome Arena in Henrietta. And that one loops up over the glass over Isol's head, a goal for the Lancers.
Yeah, one of those little nuanced situations that do tend to happen in indoor when they're played high off the boards like that.
And as you saw Matt's reaction, well, what are you going to do? One more time as you see Dan Rager use the old spin off the glass above the goal. Time of the goal at 14:21 as Rager tallies for the Lancers to break the 5-goal run for the Milwaukee Wave. And for Dan Rager, his second of the year in 7 games. We'll have to see if there's going to be an assist. Wave trying to see if they can get one more chance in the waning seconds. Mikey Herrera is checked off the play, and then he gets called for the foul. So 16 seconds remain for the Lancers to try to do something. Wolanski will knock it into the zone. Wiedebach trying to fend off Siliberto. It came out Lozano with a shot that's blocked, and that will do it for the first half. So the Wave gets it turned around in the second period as they outscore the Lancers 5-1, and they will go to the locker room at halftime with a 5-2 advantage. You get a look at Matt Isold getting the start tonight. And for the most part, thought he held up pretty well. What did you think, Tenzin?
Yeah, you know, he's doing everything he has to do, right, to keep his team in the game. Unlucky there at the end. You know, I've seen that happen before. But, you know, he hasn't made any major mistakes, and that's key. You know, as a goalie, you want to make, you know, the plays you have to and, you know, not make any huge blunders. And aside from that last one that's, you know, atypical, I thought he's done a good job.
Let's send it down to Van McNeil along with Coach Oliviero.
Corner, checking in with head coach Giuliano Oliviero. I don't want to say I was a little worried there at the beginning with Rochester striking first, but a little bit of a slow start, man. We're going now.
Yeah, we're going. We're definitely going. I mean, they put 5 behind the ball, and not just 5 behind the ball. They really made their goal mouth really compact, and it took us a little bit to get that first goal, but now we're firing all cylinders and come out and expect the same out of our guys in the second half.
Yeah, another half of soccer to go here. You got to keep that energy level up, and this crowd, man, they are loud for you tonight.
Great crowd. You guys have been awesome. Let's keep it going.
All right, head coach Giuliano Oliviero, as he heads back into the locker room. That is our Midwest Orthopedic Specialty Hospital Coach's Corner. We have an awesome halftime planned for you. Don't you go anywhere. We are live from UW Milwaukee Panther Arena. This is Milwaukee Wave Soccer.
Coming up next on MASL Prime Time, the upsets keep on coming. St. Louis was at it again as they were down but never out against Utica. Kansas City was down by 5 at one point to the reigning champs, but they refused to say die. While Monterey's unbeaten season was in jeopardy against Ontario, and we talked to the Flash via Skype to learn more about what's made the franchise one of the most successful in arena soccer. It's all coming up next. Yeah, this is MASL Prime Time. Welcome back, everyone. I'm Alex Bastiavansky. You know, in Week 8, St. Louis took down the reigning MASL champion Milwaukee Wave, and, we thought that maybe we'd had our fill of upsets, at least for a little while. And then Week 9 came along and just blew that notion away. There were two shockers last weekend. Let's start with St. Louis again. They were back in the Gateway City hosting Red Hot Utica, and once again, the ambush played the role of giant killer. Highlights in this segment are brought to you by Mitre Soccer. Mitre is the official soccer ball of the MASL. Utica had lost just twice in 8 games coming into this tilt, and they were on fire, and for a while, it looked like they were gonna roll over St. Louis, already up 1-0. Juros Momic putting it top shelf. The ambush respond, JT Thomas, the left footer, to cut their deficit in half, but Utica would really hit the gas after that. Ben Raman restores the 2-goal cushion for the Blues right there. Up 4-1 in the second half. Edgar Gonzalez will just, nice fake there, and then he tattoos the offering past Paulo Nascimento. 5-1 Utica, all over but the crying, right? Well, hold on. The man from Yorkshire, JT Thomas, getting his second of the day to make it 5-2. Still a long road back, but Dudikar Carvalho cuts the deficit in just 2 goals. Anthony Grant comes out as the 6th attacker. He smokes this baby just under the bar. 1-goal game, and then...
Forward goes to Bordeaux. Almeida with time. Down low, Jaduka. Wait, shoots. He scores! Jaduka ties it at 6. Just slips it around Perella, and they're going crazy here at the Family Arena.
They were going nuts. This went to a shootout. Pepe scores for St. Louis. It was up to Nascimento to do the rest.
In comes Segura. He fakes to the right, a shot in, a big save by Paulo, and that is it. The ambush come back, and then a crazy win here at the Family Arena.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable. The ambush had no business winning this game. But you know what? They never stopped. So therefore they had every business winning this game.
You gotta love the emotion. What a comeback. They rally back from 4 goals down to win it. Okay, the Tacoma Stars hosting the Ontario Fury in the Pacific Northwest. First quarter, Nestor Hernandez shrugs off his man and beats Danny Waltman to open the scoring up. Second quarter, the man, the legend, Frank Taillou, goes to work. How he's left unmarked, still a bit of a mystery here. And the funny thing is, this happens not once, but twice. This isn't the same play. It's 5 minutes later. You can't do that with the former MASL MVP. He will burn you. Tacoma does wake up. Michael Ramos, sweet feet. Roof Daddy and the Stars were on the comeback trail. Down 3-2 in the second half. Rafael Cox knots it up at 3 apiece. And then it's Nick Pereira doing that Nick Pereira thing. The money man gives Tacoma the advantage. Sadly for them, Ontario ran the table the rest of the way. Israel Cisse draws them even again, and then Evan McNeely smacks it past Danny Waltman. That would prove to be the game winner as the Fury win a back-and-forth affair on the road as they drop the Stars 7-4. Carry the Harrisburg Heat hosting the Rochester Lancers. The Lancers were looking for their first win of the season, and they were still searching for it after this one. Harrisburg, nice passing. David Mellor makes it 1-0 shortly after Dom Francis is left unmarked out front. Bad move. The Englishman makes it 2-0. The Lancers cut the deficit in half, though. Frankie Siliberto bangs home the rebound to make it 2-1. Second quarter, J.J. Gibson goes hard to the net, redirects the pass home to make it 3-1. Elton De Oliveira getting into the act as well, making it 4-1. Harrisburg. For a while, Rochester at least stayed close. Anthony Rosano gets it past William Banahaney, but the Heat were just too much to handle. Danny DePrima to Dom Francis, who finished with 3 goals plus a helper on the day as the Heat dispatched the Lancers in lopsided fashion. They take it 13-3. Let's take a look at your MASL points leaders through 9 weeks of play. Leo Gibson leading the way now with 31, followed by Ricardo Carvalho, Enrique Cañas, Frankie Tayu, Brian Aguilar, and Nick Pereira of the Tacoma Stars. Hey, welcome back to MASL Prime Time. One of the greatest things about this season is that the league has reintroduced interconference play. Now, it gives a better idea as to where the balance of power lies between the two conferences. Obviously, Monterey and San Diego are once again powerhouse teams, but what about the other squads? Well, Saturday offered up a juicy matchup in the form of an East-West showdown with Harrisburg hosting Sonora. Sonora's been competitive in its return to the MASL this year, sitting just a game under 500 heading into this tilt, just $1.30 in. Keeper William Banahaney handles the ball outside the box. Penalty, Enrique Cañas makes no mistake. 1-0. Harrisburg equalizes, though. Tavoy Morgan playing the members bounce off the boards, and it was a 1-1 game at that point. Late in the first quarter, Sonora 2-on-1. Cañas feeds Javier Barreras. Sola's back on top 2-1. Harrisburg took control after that, though. Free kick, Dominic Francis bringing the heat. 2-2. In the third, Dylan Hundell provides the game winner as he bounces it in. And then it was time for keeper William Banahaney to shine.
Deflected loose in front, and Cañas with a shot right on the slot to Willie B. He's going to toss it. This one's going. Oh, Willie B!
Of course, that's legal for keepers to throw it in. Williams gets the tally for Harrisburg, and he was pretty happy about it afterwards.
I asked Coach, like, do I go for it? He says, if you go for it, just score, don't miss. So I was hesitant, and then I hear, I think Elton in he said, shoot. So then I just threw it, and I thought it was going wide. It took a good bounce, and it went in. You know, I think that was like my first goal in years.
Couldn't happen to a nicer guy. Sonora also faced Baltimore on its eastern swing. The Blast still looking to get back on track after a slow start to the season. They look scary in this one. Daniel Peruzzi draws first blood, just $1.04 in, makes it 1-0. Then it's superstar Tony Donatelli going to work. Second in team scoring for the Blast, and with shots like this, you can see why. The Screamer makes it 2-0 Baltimore. Los Soles would respond. Jesus Avendano cuts the deficit to a single goal. A second quarter, of course, Vinny Dantas got in on the fun. He smashes it past Alejandro Gallardo to regain the 2-goal advantage. And then it's Daniel Peruzzi going inside out and hitting pay dirt. 4-1 Blast. And speaking of Blast, sorry for the pun, but it's deserving there. Daniel kills the poor miter ball. Baltimore looks like its old self against Sonora as they pull away for the 7-3 win. Hold on to your hats. This one was crazy. Casey hosting Milwaukee. For most of the game, it was all wave. Alex Bradley, the one-timer there, makes it 2-0. At that point, Ian Bennett in his office at the side of the net would make it a 3-goal advantage for the boys in yellow. With the score 6-2, Bennett makes it a 5-goal lead. Now, Casey looked dead in the water, but then a funny little thing happened. They woke up. Leo Gibson makes it 7-3. Lucas Rodriguez, one-timer. That cuts the deficit to 3 goals. Fourth quarter, it was pure insanity. With a score 7-5, Kevin Ellis draws the Comets to within a single strike, and then it's Ellis again. 5-hole on Rafa Diaz. Unreal. KC comes all the way back to tie it up against the reigning champs, and then finally Ray Lee makes the comeback complete. Beauty of a shot. The teams would trade goals after that. KC pulls off a shocker. Player coach Leo Gibson talked about what his squad did to turn it around.
We kind of lost our focus a little bit, focusing on things that didn't matter. I mean, we talked about just staying disciplined and focusing on our game and playing the way we practice, and it worked out good for all of us.
And the Monterey Flash were the last unbeaten team in the league as they took on the Fury, and Ontario nearly burned them. Juan Gonzalez draws first blood to get the home side the lead. They led 2-0 into the third quarter when Frank Taillou puts them up by 3. Now, Ontario would actually go up 5-1, but then the Flash took over. Edgar Flores shelving the one-timer. Miguel Vaca got just a bit too much on this one for Chris Toth to handle. And then watch the passing here. Tic-tac-toe. Masterful. That tied it up at 5 apiece. Finally, Vaca turns and smashes it home. That would prove to be the game winner as Monterey gets pushed to the limit, but stays unbeaten as they down Ontario. Okay, the Orlando Seawolves must be just sick of playing Florida. This is the 5th time they'd faced each other. The Tropics had won the previous 4. It got no better for Orlando on this day. With the score 4-0, Guilherme dos Santos makes it a 5-goal advantage for Florida. Orlando does break the goose egg. Eduardo Cruz, a rocket from in close, that cuts it to 5-1. With the score 6-1, Luis Mota smashes the free kick to notch a second tally. It was not going to happen for Orlando on this day, though. Joey Tavernisi makes it 7-2 FLA, and in the second half, Victor Pereiras has a nice solo run and then rips it top shelf. The Tropics in control from start to finish as they hammer the Seawolves by a 16-3 count. Hey, welcome back to MASL Prime Time. The Monterey Flash have the best record in the MASL through 9 weeks of play. And here to talk about the team's fantastic start is Flash defender Victor Quiros and club president Geraldo Guerra. Hope I said it right, guys. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Hi, Alex, and everybody. Hi, ¿cómo están todos?
Guys, welcome. Yeah, I mean, so the team has been just, incredible. There's no other way to put it. The only remaining undefeated team in the MASL through 9 weeks. I could ask you what's been working so well, but really everything has been working well for you guys so far. But just maybe talk to us a little bit about the way the team's been playing so far.
El equipo trabaja fuerte, el equipo está unido, el equipo trabaja de perdida tres horas al día, todos los días. Creo que por eso estamos así, con el récord de 3-0.
Yeah, hi, Alex. The team is practicing every day from 3 to 4 hours a day. They're getting together. We're making a family inside and outside the field. Obviously, we are 13-0, and our goal is to be in the Running Cup again. So this is what we're working very hard to take the city of Monterrey and Mexico to the next level.
Yeah, and there's so many weapons. Let's talk about the offensive aspect of your squad for a second. 117 goals you've scored, which is incredibly 33 more. 33 more than the second highest team in the MASL. There's so much scoring depth, but leading the way for the team has been Brian Aguilar, who's up near the top of the MASL scoring race. Guys, maybe just talk about Brian's play so far this year.
Yo pienso que el trabajo de Brian Aguilar también tiene que ver con el equipo que viene detrás de él, que son los medios y los defensas. Es un gran jugador, tiene mucho gol, es un jugador muy peligroso y trabaja fuerte también para mantenerse ahí entre los líderes.
Brian is a very good player. He has that ability to score too many goals, and not just him, but the midfielders and the other forwards are helping, not just Brian's, the team to score. And let me tell you one thing, I have 24 players in the roster, just the goalkeepers, and Omar Santillan hasn't scored. So the other 21 has scored at least once.
Yes, and like I said, the balance all the way through that lineup, unbelievable so far. I wanted to ask you about the Sonora Soles have returned to the league this season, making it 2 Mexican teams once again in the MASL. You're going to face them 6 times before the end of the regular season, so you'll be sick of each other. But what's the rivalry with Sonora like?
Sonora es un buen equipo, entró con mucho novato, mucha gente nueva, pero poco a poco se ha ido regularizando, es un poco mal, pero ahora con la integración de algunos jugadores de experiencia creo que se han visto mejor en la liga, entonces tanto ellos como nosotros venimos peleando.
Ready to start the second half here in Milwaukee. Wave leading the Rochester Lancers 5-2. Salmon along with former Wave team captain Tenzin Rampa. And Tenzin's dad, who joined us up here in our perch high above the Panther Arena. Great to see your dad here. Hopefully he's enjoying the proceedings as well. And again, we welcome everybody watching us here, whether you're in Milwaukee, state of Wisconsin, Rochester, the state of New York. Anywhere.
Yeah, it's been a good one.
It's been a pretty competitive game here so far. Takeaway wave already, and jumping out to make the save, robbing Ian Bennett.
Yeah, what comes to mind is sense of urgency. That's what's really helped the Wave break down this defense here. Maybe even more, right, to create a bigger separation here, but it's been good.
So Christian Esposito now has entered the game to play in the goal for the Lancers. I believe each keeper got a half in the previous game against Harrisburg. I'd have to double check that, but not unusual for the Lancers to change goalkeepers at halftime as of late, as injured player was Frankie Celiberto. Looks like he's going to be okay. Wave out shooting the Lancers. Now, these aren't necessarily shots on goal, but just shots. Many of them blocked, 33-7 in the first half. So that gives you an idea of how the dominance Milwaukee had as far as the possession and the shots, but again, not a lot of them got through, at least for a while.
Yeah, anytime a team decides to defend that deep in their goal mouth, it's going to be hard to score. The Wave have got to learn to play against this deep 5 defense. They may see it should they make the playoffs here, which you'd have to assume they will.
Well, I certainly want to assume that, that's for sure.
Yep.
Top 4 in each conference will make it, each division. And again, I think it looks pretty good for the Wave, but really when you look at it, Tenzin, there's 6 playoff-worthy teams in the East Division. And so you're going to have a couple who otherwise, most seasons you would expect to be in the postseason, aren't going to make it this year.
Absolutely. You got to expect the Wave are going to be there. Baltimore, those other 2 spots right now, hotly contested. Florida, right now in first place, but having played Orlando that many times, you wonder how much of that stat is weighted.
Well, foul was called that time on Rosano, and he had a deft little chip after the whistle that Matty Isold had to really go back and make a pretty good play to keep that out of the net. But it was all after the fact. Again, Lancers carried some of the momentum into halftime. They scored the most recent goal in this contest with 39 seconds left in the half, as Dan Rager got his second of the year from Matt D'Amico, who had 2 assists in the first half, now with 4 for the season. Lancers trying to press up. They're in the yellow uniforms going right to left here in the third quarter. Vega cuts off his man in the corner. He's not going to like that call. Guillermo rarely likes any call for the refs, and you could tell with that one, he certainly wasn't going to agree as he thought his man flopped down.
Yeah, I got to be careful not to get a yellow there.
Shot off the mark, rebound, follow. That was Rafa Godoy on the second attempt. That's wide. And foul going to be called by the Lancers. So it was indeed Guillermo Vega who got credit for the goal that made it 2-1 in the second period. That's his third of the year, and Chino Angel Curiel will get credit for the assist. Chino picks up his sixth helper. Again, third goal of the year for Vega. And that put the Wave on top, and that's where they've stayed for now. Marcio trying to center on the play. Had it come off Max with it. Max with a shot! Deflected off the frame. Oh, looked like he had one there. And I believe it just deflected off a defender to put it up high. Isaac. Ooh, he got a Lancer double team there and got put down. But he's back up as Bradley controls. Sir Alex, the MASL reigning player of the week. Also had a goal in the first half. Thought he was going to get credit for the goal, but that was the one that went to Vega. Would have been his 13th of the year. Maybe he'll still get one here tonight. Ferdinand tries to send it in off the inboard, and it's taken out there by the Lancers. Up ahead for Harling. Nicely done by Matty Icehold to come out. And
good anticipation there off his line. Good shape that time by the Wave as well.
Shot and a goal! Drew Wiedemark, his second of the night.
That left is feeling sweet tonight for Andrew Wiedebach. Two just solid contact shots to the upper corner.
LSO will get credit for the assist. So Drew Wiedebach with his first multiple goal game ever for the Wave. Again, he had 2 goals in his entire Wave career spanning 4 seasons prior to this season, and he's equaled that tonight and doubled it for a total of 4 this season. LSO with his second assist. He's got 6 helpers this year. 6-2. And that's a big goal for Milwaukee because, again, Lancers had the last goal of the first half, and had they scored again, that would have given them multiple goals and cut the deficit to 2. And sure, they would have been really feeling some energy in those legs then.
Andrew doing a nice job of framing the goal, make sure his hips were facing the goal there for both shots. Well done.
So that got the crowd revved up here again. Again, we haven't had tonight's attendance yet. I got to imagine we're going to be in the 4,000 to 5,000 range. Big turnout here tonight on Scout Night. And 3 more games left on the homestand. Saturday, February 8th, 6:07 against Kansas City. Sunday, February 9th, 5:07 against Harrisburg. And then Sunday, February 16th, 5:07 against the Florida Tropics. Call the Rock Ventures office for tickets, 414-224-WAVE. Barry's shot turned away by Esposito, but Milwaukee gets the rebound. And now LSO puts one up into the stands. Goalkeeper distribution coming for Christian Esposito and the Lancers. Again, that's 414-224-WAVE to order your Wave tickets or the Milwaukee Milkman. You can also order online at MilwaukeeWave.com or, of course, for the Milkman, MilwaukeeMilkman.com. Milkman baseball 4 months away from tomorrow for the home opener as Rosano tripped down there by Chino.
Yeah, it'll be interesting going forward what the Rochester mentality is here. At 6-2, are they content with keeping it close, or are they going to come out of their shell and press a little higher?
And right off the free kick, Godoy's shot, stopped by Eisel, tries to start the fast break back the other way as Isaac Pereira will track it down. Isaac, the Mexican native, in his third season with the Wave. Ball deflects out of play. Wave is asking for a top-of-the-arc restart, but I think they're going to kick it in.
It looked like a top-of-the-arc here.
Nevin Stojstalovic, the official on the near side, says, nope, that's a kick-in. He and Ron Corey working the game tonight. Chino to the end line. Bennett trying to steer one in front, rejected.
Chino, like it came off Pereira's face there off the board.
Ugh. That could not have felt too good. Ali Berry along with Chino trying to get it back. Well done there by the Wave to retain the possession. Bennett drives it across, shouldered out of there by one of the Lancers defenders. Lancers, as I said, will go to KC tomorrow for a 3 o'clock game. And that's to your point, Tenzin. You know, they still have to remember they got a game tomorrow.
Right.
And so how much energy do you expend at what point in the game here?
Yeah, and, you know, both sides of it, Milwaukee, you know, this is great practice for Milwaukee to break down this, you know, deep 5 defense, which they will see again later on in the season here.
Marcio looking for some motion as he puts it in, and shot through, knocked down. I think it was Danny Murillo had the shot there that was blocked by a couple of sliding defenders. Murillo, again, the product out of Waukesha, and finished up his college career down at Florida Southern. And Danny probably asks himself every winter, why is it again I came back here to Wisconsin? Well, of course, to play for the Wave, but other than that, I got to believe he has warmer memories of his time down in Florida.
I just say I like the seasons.
You got it, buddy. D'Amico in the corner as Mikey Herrera tries to check him off there. Now they swing it around Crawford with it as Murillo chasing him at midfield. Midway through the third quarter, Wave leading 6-2. Lozano trying to see if he can create a centering pass and eventually knocked it in. His back heel to D'Amico didn't really connect, but then it came right back to Lozano. He put it in, and the Lancers back within 3 at 6-3. So we will take a break as D'Amico gets his third accidental assist of the night. It is the Wave 6, Lancers 3. We'll come back with more. This is Wave Soccer and MASL TV. The superstars on hand here tonight at Panther Arena. Mackerel Jordan is on the field. No. So 6-3 as Anthony Rosano able to get the goal, his team leading 5th of the year for the Lancers. And the assist goes to Matt D'Amico, who gets his 3rd assist of the night, now has 5 on the season. And every one of them have been accidental balls that have just deflected right off him to his teammate and scores. But it, you know, that's as good as making a superb pass. That tells you you're getting to the right spots anyway to keep the ball alive. And so the Lancers back within 3 at 6-3. This thing is not by any means in the book for the Wave just yet.
Far from over. You know, and if you're the Lancers coming into the Panther Arena, 6-3 in the 3rd, right? You just want to make it close. So Wave are going to need another, you know, 1 or 2 security goals to feel totally comfortable here.
That's Rosano with 2 Z's. And he becomes the first man to reach double figures on the scoring column for the Lancers this season. Remember, MASL Prime Time is the new home for the best. Highlights, interviews, and action from the MASL each week. Catch the latest episode each Friday as Alex Spashtivnaski hosts the 30-minute deep dive into the MASL. Make sure to catch every episode, MASL Prime Time. And remember, you're watching the Wave and Lancers on MASL TV. Catch every game each week on the league's official streaming home, MASL.tv. And get the latest news on the MASL and your favorite teams. Make sure you are following the MASL Soccer on Facebook and Instagram, and MASL Arena on Twitter. 6-3, Wave with it. They go left to right as we look at the action here in the third period. Welcome everybody tuning in this week. Well, I'll tell you some great action in the MASL so far this weekend. Bunch of tight ones last night, including the Tacoma Stars giving the Monterey Flash their first loss of the year, 7-6 in Tacoma. That was a pretty good battle. And big win for the Stars to try and keep their playoff hopes alive in the Western Division.
Yeah, you know, tough place to play. Tacoma, you know, a good team. You know, and if you're Monterey, you got that off your back now, right? You don't have the pressure of being an undefeated team very late in the season. So, you know, both teams have, you know, positives to look at in that one.
Yeah, I wasn't so sure the Flash might lose any games if they get past that one. They've got San Diego just one time in Monterey this year. And certainly very, very capable of winning the rest of the games on their schedule. Isold able to control that one. Wave trying to see now if they can get the momentum back on their side. Ian Bennett's had a pair of goals tonight. Leads the team now with 21. Frank Teo of the Ontario Fury, 6-5 winners last night against Turlock in Ontario, California. He leads the league with 25. Ali Berry fires one in off the end board. It comes across to Bennett. Ian trying to get top of the arc. Ian still spinning with it. Ian with a shot and a goal!
Beautiful.
Ian goes around the world at the top of the arc, circling around to score that one. He's got the hat trick. Milwaukee leads at 7-3.
Love it from Ian there. That time dribbling sideline to sideline, a little pump fake, and shoots it back across. Great finish. Very hard to defend as a keeper with traffic in your way.
Now the assist should go to Ali Berry. He was the one who took or hit the initial ball over there that deflected over to Ian, so it should be Berry getting the point, which I believe would be Ali's first of the season in his professional career. Double check on that one. But that would be nice for the rookie to pick up a point there. And so the Wave regains a 4-goal advantage. It's 7-3. Yeah, talking about the Ontario Fury. So they've come back with a couple of wins, but still, I'm not so sure, Tenzin, they're looking like the juggernaut that a lot of people expected going into the season.
Yeah, you know, the thing that comes to mind is consistency, right? At some point in the season, right, what is your brand? And can you be consistently win some games here like Monterey? Great finish there. Hey, and again, here we go. This may be the 1-2 goal here that ends this game.
Isaac Pereira.
Alex that time. Well done.
We'll take a look at this on the Wisconsin Vision Instant Replay. Pereira camped out in front. Looked like Esposito had a chance initially to get it, maybe mishandled a bit. Let's see it again. Oh, actually made a nice stop on the first attempt by Bradley. But then Pereira in the right spot, holding off the defender and able to bang it in. Time of the goal at 10:26. So Isaac gets the goal, his first point of the night. And for Isaac Pereira, his third goal of the season.
2v1 here.
2-on-1 coming back the other way. Here's Max. Back for LSO. Couldn't convert. Rebound, follow, Bennett. And a big block that time from Jeremy Ortiz and the Lancers defense.
2v1 played perfectly there that time. Luan able to find Max, continuing his run to the back post. Max able to find Luan back, just caught him a little bit on the back foot maybe and mishit it.
8-3 Wave looking for more here in the third period. Max runs through, Marcio will get it. Working out high, and a shot by Bennett hits the frame. Boy, Ian was some good downward spin on that shot, but just could not quite coax it underneath the frame. Now hops out in front, LSO with it. LSO, little touch for Max, but broken up on the play by the Lancers. Pass up ahead for Godoy, cut off by CVG. Marcio tried to get it back for Max, and the Lancers eventually clear. But now they will regroup defensively. Well, look at Ian, a great top spin on that one. Just couldn't quite get it underneath the bar in his bid for a fourth goal of the night. Again, Lancers keeping it compact on the defensive end. As we've said before, a lot of times it looks like Milwaukee's been on a perpetual power play. Marcio just missing there, and then Ian Bennett almost getting a chance on the rebound. Matt Isold will check it down. Again, Matty getting the start tonight with Rafa Diaz out due to concussion protocol. Ferdinand will look far side. Bennett will fire another shot wide. One thing about Ian, he never gets tired of shooting. Here's Drew Wiedebach looking for a shot. What would that be something if he could rack up a hat trick tonight?
Yeah, a lot of guys feeling it right now. You can feel the energy in this line right now. They're smelling blood.
And Ian puts that one out of play, leaned back a bit too far on that one. So Milwaukee getting them offense going here a bit. Christian Esposito getting the call in the second half after Brian Wilkin was between the sticks in the first half for the Rochester Lancers. Here's Dan Rager. He has one of the 3 Rochester goals tonight. And I believe they're going to call a pushing foul on the Wave. So, free kick coming for the Lancers in the zone to the left. Well, aside from Ortiz, the only other guy on this team who had significant indoor experience, or let's say MASL or MISL indoor experience, was Gary Boughton. We haven't seen him tonight, Tenzin. Not dressed for tonight's game. Obviously, he's a veteran who can help when he's healthy and available to play, but not available tonight for the Lancers. Chino fires a shot in that's blocked. Vega will keep it alive. Vega, by the way, picked up his second personal in this half.
And for me, you know, if I'm a Wave fan and I see Vega on the field, I'm happy because I know I'm going to get some physicality out of the defense, and that's what he's brought tonight, and it showed.
Little physicality, usually a pretty calming presence on the ball. Bounces through, Matty Isold clears it out. Harlingen wanted to send it in, it was blocked by his own teammate. And now Milwaukee will recycle the possession. Talking about Christian Esposito, he, like his predecessor, Brian Wilkin, also playing in his 6th game, 0-3 with an 11.64 goals against average. You know, the goalie stats for this team are inflated, but again, Tenzin, I hate to indict the goalkeepers per se. There's no question they probably haven't had the staunchest defense in front of them, but both guys are pretty much rookie goalkeepers, and so they're going to go through some learning pains as well. And if it's difficult enough to learn to play this game as a field player, I would imagine that even more so as a goalkeeper.
Yeah, you know, one thing you can't get in indoor early on if you're learning the game is discouraged. You know, it's a game of mistakes. And, you know, I like what I see from this group from the Lancers. You know, you're playing a tough team, and all you can do is learn from it.
Max trying to set up Bradley off the end board, cleared out. Isold will run up to head it away as the clock ticks down to just 10 seconds left in the period. Yang will play it back for Murillo. Isold with pressure. Over to Murillo. That will do it for the third quarter. So the Wave able to outscore the Lancers 3-2 in the third. And Matt Isold and Milwaukee will take an 8-3 advantage into the fourth period.
Opens wide a large window of opportunities. Your smartphone. You can still use it to make calls, yes, but it is also your connection with a long-lost friend. Or the latest news. It's your means of entertainment. Your in-house grocery store. And now, it even becomes your bank. Yes, your bank. Introducing Waterstone Bank's mobile banking with mobile check deposit. With it, experience banking all through the day, all through the night, at all places, on all kinds of devices. All at your fingertips. Not only can you access your account anywhere, you can even use your mobile phone to deposit checks remotely. Just take a picture of the front and back of your endorsed check with your iPad, iPhone, or Android and get set to deposit it without going anywhere. It couldn't be simpler or more convenient. And the best part? It's completely free. Waterstone Bank's mobile banking with mobile check deposit. Download the app today.
Wisconsin Vision. See more life.
We are Dental Associates, a passionate team dedicated to providing care for your entire family. From a simple cleaning to braces, Invisalign, wisdom teeth removal, dentures, and dental implants, we conveniently do it all. Best of all, we're a family-owned business headquartered in Milwaukee.
Our team members are Wisconsin families like yours, with the mission to improve lives beyond dentistry.
Contact us today to schedule your next appointment.
Hupy and Abraham has been voted best by the public year after year. Now, top media outlets have rated them best personal injury law firm.
You only have one opportunity to call the best.
Hupy and Abraham.
I got almost $4 million.
800,000.
If you've been injured in an accident, tell them you mean business. Call Hupy and Abraham, 800-800-5678, and get their win or it's free guarantee.
Brad Beach and the rest of the crowd here in Milwaukee getting it all pumped up for the fourth period as the Wave leads the Rochester Lancers 8-3. Tom went along with Tenzin Rampa. Well, Tenzin, it's been an entertaining game for sure. Lancers with a 1-0 lead at the end of one. Milwaukee really had to kind of stay patient, I guess, to break them down. Went on that 5-goal run to take control, but as we've seen, Lancers, they're not going to roll over here, and both teams putting on a pretty good show here for the crowd tonight.
Yeah, absolutely, and Rochester's showing the Wave a defense that they will see again later on in the season. So far, the Wave up to the task, moving the ball very quickly and benefiting from some beautiful shots from both the outside and at the back post, so well done.
You know, that's a good point. Obviously, there aren't a lot of secrets in the MASL. Everybody can see on tape what is effective and what's not against an upcoming opponent. And there's no question the Wave has got to be able to prove that they can break teams down 5v5. And faced Kansas City, a shorthanded Kansas City team that really packed it in against them. And I'm sure that was Rhinos obviously, or the Lancers obviously saw that tape. And so I'm sure that probably went into their game plan for tonight. And again, it certainly allowed them to hang around the game here for a while. Off the kickoff, Max trying to see if he could launch one over the head of the goalkeeper Esposito.
It was a good look.
So credit Esposito with a good play there to not be too far off his line. Trying to think the last time I saw somebody do that. It's been a while, but I've seen it a couple of times. Wave will bring it up, moving right to lefts. Here in the fourth period, final scores from other action in the MASL tonight. In Baltimore, the Blast beat the Sockers 9-5. San Diego gets a split on the road trip, including last night's 7-5 win in Harrisburg. And the Florida Tropics stay hot. They go to 10-1 with a 7-1 win over the St. Louis Ambush. Injured man down for the Lancers. $4,412 on hand here to watch this game tonight between the Wave and the Lancers. There's a replay of that kickoff. Yeah, and Esposito having to make a good save there. Again, give the keeper credit. He was not taking the kickoff for granted. More importantly, he knew exactly how far he had to go back to make the play, make the save on Max. That was a pretty good attempt.
Good high press here from Wave.
Marcio, Ferdinand, back to Marcio. Ian Bennett. Ian with 3, looking for 4. Centers, Ferdinand, shot, save. Esposito. Max didn't get all of that one. Good look, though, by Bennett to set him up.
Nice little 1-2 there from Ian and Max.
Marcio launched a shot that's blocked. Lancers have been blocking all kinds of shots tonight. They will be in Kansas City for a 3 o'clock Central Time start tomorrow. Drew Wiedeback back to Ali Berry. Drew with 2 goals tonight. Berry with an assist, his first MASL point. Wiedeback sends it in just wide.
It's something the Wave are doing against this drop back 5 defense that they haven't been doing in the past, especially against KC, was when that ball is played out wide, opting to play it one time. That time a great ball by Wiedeback. Somebody should be back post there for the go-ahead goal.
Chino will touch it back for Alex Bradley. Back post, shot, a goal! CVG, Chad Vandergriff has got his second of the night. And the Wave leads it 9-3.
It's a lovely ball that time by Chino to find Chad at the far post. Again, very decisive along the boards there. Much better from the Wave. Lovely weighted pass. Chad, well done to get his inside of his foot over the ball to drive it in that lower corner.
Chad's second of the night, third of the season. Chino with the assists. That's his second assist tonight. He's got 7 on the year now. 9-3 Milwaukee. Wave has now scored the last 3 after the Lancers potted a goal midway through the 3rd period to make it a 6-3 game. So Bennett's got 3, Wiedeback's got 2, Vandergriff has 2 for Milwaukee. Obviously, Bennett is a guy who has had a lot of hat tricks in his Wave career, but CVG and Drew Wiedeback, 2 guys you normally wouldn't think of as multiple goal scorers for the Wave, so good to see those guys putting a few on the board here. Bradley trying to spin between a couple of defenders. Wave will keep the zone. Now Vega will touch it back for Alex. Matthew Yang. Yang, the former Parkside Ranger, dispossessed there. But you can see Matty with a lot of speed, able to recover and get back defensively, although eventually foul is called against the Wave. So the 3rd personal foul on Vega in this half. If he gets 1 more, then that will send him to the penalty box. It'll equal a blue card. Rochester will get a power play. We haven't had any formal power plays tonight. The Wave did get a power play goal on a shootout back in the second period. That was Milwaukee's first goal of the night after a penalty against the Lancers starting goalkeeper, Brian Wolken. Wave got a shootout. Ian Bennett was able to score off a pass from Max Ferdinand. And since then, Ian has added a couple more. Max has 2 assists for the night. He is now tied for the league lead in assists with Tacoma's player coach, Nick Pereira. Crawford, taken away by Yang, finds Murillo in the middle.
Take a breath, take a breath. Keep your team in possession here. The last thing you want to do is give the ball away. Hey, got away with one there.
Drew the foul, and you can tell that Frankie Ciliberto not agreeing with the call. Remember, MilwaukeeWave.com, place to go to get tickets for future Wave home games. Oh, Marcio sets it up, and LSO has a shot blocked wide in the middle. Barry with a nice sliding tackle, although he got a piece of the man behind him, but they play on. Get forward, Mikey Herrera keeps it alive. Now here comes Barry. Ali coming in, centers Herrera, but he couldn't convert the pass. Bennett steps up to take a shot that's blocked. I gotta believe the Lancers are gotta be close to a team record for blocked shots in tonight's game. They have blocked a ton. Here comes Mikey Herrera, who had a big goal for the Wave in their win over Kansas City earlier this week. What do you think of Herrera so far, Tenzin, for a kid right out of high school jumping into the MASL?
Yeah, you know, the one thing that sticks out to me, especially against KC, and today, you know, drawing some opportune fouls, is he tends to find himself in the right area, which is a good sign. You know, he's got good instincts. Now it's all about making the right soccer decision, the right indoor soccer decision, right? When to keep it, when not to keep it. So, you know, long story short, he's been good.
Well, I guess in any sport, right? If you happen to find yourself in the right spots consistently, whether planned for or unplanned for, that usually is a pretty good sign.
Right.
They always talk about, you know, the ball finding people in basketball and soccer, or the puck finding somebody in hockey, and you know, there's a lot to it. With
it is a skill in itself. Wayne Gretzky said it famously: "Be where the puck is going to be."
Not where it is now, but where
I don't know if that's exactly the words, but
yeah,
that's the gist.
No,
of it.
exactly what it was. Drew Wiedebach sends it in, and Bennett's shot rejected by Esposito. I'll tell you, Esposito's made some pretty nice saves here in the second half. And I believe we've reached the media timeout. So there's a look at Christian Esposito, who I'm sure, like his counterpart Brian Wolken, has faced more than enough shots in one half a season here thus far.
A small box that opens wide a large window of opportunities. Your smartphone. You can still use it to make calls, yes, but it is also your connection with a long-lost friend. Or the latest news. It's your means of entertainment, your in-house grocery store, and now it even becomes your bank. Yes, your bank. Introducing Waterstone Bank's mobile banking with mobile check deposit. With it, experience banking all through the day, all through the night, at all places, on all kinds of devices, all at your fingertips. Not only can you access your account anywhere, you can even use your mobile phone to deposit checks remotely. Just take a picture of the front and back of your endorsed check with your iPad, iPhone, or Android and get set to deposit it without going anywhere. It couldn't be simpler or more convenient. And the best part? It's completely free. Waterstone Bank's mobile banking with mobile check deposit. Download the app today.
Well, how about this, Tenzin? Newly recruited goalkeeper Mike Vollmer, up from the Muskegon Risers of M2, the affiliated team with the Milwaukee Wave. He is going to get a chance to play now in the remaining 7:57 of this game.
Okay, Muskegon represent.
Muskegon, Michigan. And yeah, you get a look there at Mike. So he's been a veteran keeper for the Risers. Big guy. I don't know officially what he's listed at. He's got to go like 6'6", 220, 30 pounds, I would say at least.
Yep, that is a big boy right there.
So Mike Vollmer getting called up again. You've got Josh Lemos out for at least the regular season. You have Rafa Diaz, the number 2 keeper, who has played most of the games for the Wave this year. He is out for tonight due to concussion protocol. You got Matt Eisold, who started tonight's game after playing the second half in place of the shaken up Diaz this past Monday. And now Mike Vollmer becomes a 4th goalkeeper for the Wave. I'd have to look it up, Tenzin, but that might be a record for any one season for number of goalkeepers for the Wave. We might be seeing it here tonight.
Could be here. I think you're right.
I know we've had 3 several times, but first time we might have actually used 4 in one season. Have to go in the way back machine maybe to see if that's ever happened before. Lancers with it. They go left to right. Only meeting of the year between Milwaukee and Rochester. Yang keeps it alive. Ferdinand, top of the area. Max dancing on the ball, but eventually the Lancers able to clear it.
That immediate pressure, high defense is so good when everyone is on the same page, winning the ball back right away. Well done that time.
Mike Vollmer out at midfield. Again, in the 4th quarter, the keepers can possess the ball beyond the midfield stripe. In other words, they can control it in the attacking territory. And here comes Mike Vollmer. Ready to work the ball in the attacking half of the field. All right, just a few touches. Show Coach Oliviero and the rest of the fellas he can do it. Ferdinand working in from the boards. Yang will send it back out. And Bennett drills one up high. That one bounced up a bit on the end as he attacked the ball. Interesting, we talk about the Baltimore Blast with their victory tonight and a big win for the Blast. They moved to 6-5, but they have got a big advantage going forward as Bramley's shot deflects up and over a corner kick for the Wave. Of their remaining schedule, which would be remaining 13 games, they still have 4 against the Lancers and 4 more against the Seawolves. The 2 weakest teams record-wise in the league. So that is going to play large for them as Marcio fires one in.
Well done. Great to see Marcio get on the scoring sheet right there. Good finish, low and into the corner. Like we said before, he does so much for your team, setting the tempo of the game, setting up passes, even an extra bonus when you see him putting the ball in the back of the net. Well done, Marcio.
2nd of the season for Marcio. Max gets the assist, 3rd of the night for Ferdinand. And he now regains the league lead with 17. Ricardo Cavallo of Florida also had 16 to tie for the league leadership going into today's game. I haven't seen the box score yet from that, whether or not Ricardo had any assists for the Tropics in their 7-1 victory. There's a good look at Marcio. Boy, hard to believe Tenzin, 35 years old. He just does not look that old. It's kind of like you. And you're only 34, and you don't look that old either.
Oh, thanks, Tom. You know, one thing I know about Marcio, true pro, takes care of himself, you know, on and off the field. Not surprised he's been playing at such a high level for so many years. So, you know, again, to go back to your point, you know, Max leading the league in stats. This team has won championships. As many stats guys as we have on this team, we know that the stats are second to how well the team is playing. And tonight, the Wave have played great.
Second time that the Wave has reached double figures this year. LSO cranking one up with the right foot. And Milwaukee now leads it 11-3. Well, Luan has got one of the best left foots in the league, but he shows he can certainly strike it with his right foot as well. 9:28 the time of the goal, as Luan Salas Oliveira, the league's leader in power play goals and second in the league in game-winning goals.
Yeah, and you know, I think this game is exactly what the Wave needed at this point in the season, going into a tough stretch, playing KC, Harrisburg. You like it when all your players are getting on the board, feeling good. 11-3 Wave.
15th of the year for Luan. Second on the team in goal scoring, behind Ian Bennett, who now tops with 22. Again, Frank Tayo of Ontario, the king, leading with 25. Still over 5 minutes remaining. Got to believe the Wave may still have another one left in them here, goal scoring wise. Sixth time this season the Lancers have given up double figures. Fifth time in the last 6 games. But, you know, one of the things that is challenging for a team, any expansion team like the Lancers are, you know, a lot of people might think, well, they're not tight enough defensively, or, you know, their goalkeeping's not there. But the thing to realize is that your offense, the way you play offense, has such a bearing on your defensive productivity, if you will.
Great point.
And so the Lancers just haven't developed the smoothness yet offensively to help their defense. Good step up that time, Jeremy Ortiz, knocking one away from Ian Bennett, although Ortiz might have hurt himself. Meanwhile, back on the other side of the field, Lancers still trying to keep it going. Shot the flex up in the air. Vollmer got a touch there. And now Chino with it. Ortiz is still down back in the defensive end. As they continue to play on now, they finally blow the whistle. Nobody except the Lancers goalkeeper, Christian Esposito, was aware that Ortiz was injured there for a while. He is probably a man the Lancers can ill afford to lose with his experience. And he and Gary Boughton are really the only guys, aside from their coach Doug Miller, with any significant professional indoor experience. And you look at Doug Miller, and I'm sure, Tenzin, he's probably been tempted at times, maybe just to suit up himself and.
He might be dressed underneath that suit. We don't know.
Yeah, he looks like he could certainly get out there and play. Remember, you're talking about a guy who was a league MVP at the age of 43 just 8 years ago. So who knows? But I would have to believe he's pretty committed to just coaching only. All right, so Jeremy Ortiz shaken up off the field. Wave will put it back in play. Good run for most of the regulars here tonight. They've been on the field most of the time, and the Wave has had most of the possession. Bennett fires one in. Esposito made the save with Max standing in front of him. Yang gonna outrace his man of the ball. Tell you, I like the speed of Matty Yang. There's no question about it. He can get up and down that field. He's going to tee one up here, a bit high. Again, Matthew does have a goal this year down in Orlando. Bennett fires one in. It deflects away. Good strike that time by Ian. And now taking away Anthony Rosano. Bennett trying to get it back. And well done by Vandegrift to keep it alive. Danny Murillo with it for the Wave. That would be kind of nice for Dan. I'm trying to think if he had a chance to actually play a home game yet this year, Tenzin. Maybe briefly, but both he and Matty Yang, the two local guys, are going to like getting out here before the big crowd and playing, although Matthew's had a few shifts before here at home.
Well done.
Shot a goal! Danny Murillo! And speak of the man, there it is. Nice conversion there.
And he's got to be happy he's got a second crack at that one, because that first one was an absolute shank, but he finds it again and does much better. Well done, Danny. First goal?
Danny Murillo, I believe that is his first goal. Let's double check that here. It is his first. He had a couple of assists. So Danny's got his first of the year, first of his Wave career. And he's another guy. I know that himself, Matthew Yang, these guys have been working out in practice the last couple of years, Tenzin. And when the opportunity has availed itself, they've certainly shown they're ready to play.
Yeah, Danny was a guy who I actually had in one of my tryout groups from 2 seasons ago. So good to see him get his first goal, and good to see a lot of these newer guys get points. And, all that really means is confidence. And, confidence is huge in this game. So it's great to see some of these guys get some experience in this game.
12-3 Wave. Milwaukee still trying to come in. Oh, shot by Pereira off the frame. Now Ali Berry. Ali looking for one. And he drilled it high with 2 minutes exactly to go in the game. So a good feel-good win for the Wave here tonight. Another tough loss to the Lancers, but their weekend is not over. They will go to Kansas City to play the Comets. I'm sure the Comets are going to be more than ready for them tomorrow. So they're going to have to come up with something to stay in that game with the Comets. It's a big game for Kansas City. They certainly cannot afford to look past it. And we got a blue card coming out against the Lancers. You saw that last replay. Esposito has definitely made some good saves here. Wave could easily have 2 or 3 more goals. Ostek will go to the box for tripping. Time of the penalty at 13:12. Wave run it out. Its first power play unit. Milwaukee, second best in the league as far as power play efficiency. 14 for 27, 52%. Actually did get credit for a power play goal on the shootout earlier tonight, so they're 15 of 28. Bennett hammers one high and wide.
This power play should take us to the end of the game, barring a goal. Let's see if the Wave, you got your first line out here.
Lancers, they haven't been terrible as far as penalty killing. They've killed off 8 of 15.
There it is.
And Ian able to nutmeg the keeper Esposito for his 4th of the game. And Milwaukee leads 13-3. Well, there's nothing more the fans love than seeing Ian Bennett score a goal here, Tenzin. Some people might think maybe the Wave is trying to pour it on here a bit when they got the game in hand, but I tell you, every time you're out here, you're committed to putting on a show for the fans, and these guys love it, and Ian gets his 4th of the night on the power play. Marcio will get the assist.
Yep, and that's a shot that Marcio and Ian have practiced after practice time and time and time again. That's like clockwork. It's all about angles there. Well done to keep it on frame. That time playing it through Esposito's legs.
So Ian with his 23rd goal of the season. Second in the league behind Ontario's Frank Teo. Marcio with the assists. Leite getting his 2nd point of the night. He has a goal and an assist. That one deflects out of play, 48.4 seconds left. So the Lancers trying to see if they can get a consolation goal here. End this game on a good note with the road trip to Kansas City coming up. Wave will take next weekend off, and then we'll be here February 8th and 9th, Saturday and Sunday, respectively, to take on Kansas City and Harrisburg. And Chino will find the empty nets to get another one for the Wave.
Two games in a row, last goal, could be.
Could be. I would say very good chance right now.
Oh, with the Mexican mask too, luchadores.
The game's never over until Chino scores the final goal. And again, this crowd loving it, Tenzin. 4,400 here tonight. A lot of them are going to be coming back, I'm sure, the next time the Wave takes the turf on the 8th and the 9th against Kansas City and Harrisburg, respectively. Call the Rock Ventures office for tickets, 414-224-WAVE. That's 414-224-9283. You can also order online at MilwaukeeWave.com, your source for everything Wave. Tickets, news, information, apparel, youth camps, MilwaukeeWave.com. Mikey Herrera looking for a goal. Fires in, it's blocked. Ali Berry!
Ali Berry, Madison West represent, and what a finish it was on the side volley.
The Madison West Regents, the first Madison West Regent to score for the Wave since Tenzin Rampa. It's 15-3 Milwaukee. Herrera will get the assist. Oh, nicely done too.
Well, Wave will be feeling good after this one. Everybody eating a little bit tonight. Well done.
Great Saturday night for the Wave and Wave Nation here in Milwaukee or wherever everybody's watching. Remember, we got fans in Singapore. We got fans all over the place. And a hi to Beth and Ben in Singapore if they are still up watching. Those games come on usually at 3 in the morning, so they, after we secured control of this contest, they may have gone to bed, but if they're still up, hope they're enjoying it. 15-3 is the final. Whoa, what a game for the Wave tonight. What was a 6-3 game after the Lancers scored midway through the third period turns out to be a 15-3 Milwaukee victory. Matt Isold, the winning keeper, he was the starter, and Mike Vollmer getting some action in the second part of the fourth quarter. I'm sure he's got to be pretty happy, at least that trip over from Muskegon. Got to play a little bit. Stand by for our PCI, Professional Construction Incorporated Player of the Game, hardest working player. Plenty of candidates tonight. It will be Drew Wiedebach. So stick with us, fans, just for a few more moments here. We're going to have Van McNeil down on the field talking with Drew Wiedebach, who scored a couple of goals tonight. But all in all, tension that a great team victory. And again, was looking a little close there for the first half into the third quarter. But Wave really responding, and kind of nice to have a sort of relaxing win at the end after 3 extremely tough games coming into this one.
Yeah, great show for the crowd. Goal fest here for the Wave. You know, exactly maybe what the Wave needed going into this, you know, second stretch of the season here. You know, it doesn't get any easier, but tonight was good.
Other finals? Well, we'll get to that later. Let's send down Van McNeil talking with Drew Wiedebach.
Construction Incorporated, hardest working player of the game. Give it up for Mequon's very own, ladies and gentlemen. Number 25, Andrew Wiedebach. Not 1, but 2 goals tonight. How you feeling?
I couldn't be happier, to be honest. To get the win as a team is great, and to help contribute is always even better.
You have been one of those guys that have been clawing and climbing up the ladder from the practice squad to the warm-up squad. Now you've been seeing some time this year, and we're very impressed with what we're seeing.
Yeah, it feels great. You know, I put in a lot of hard work, like you said, on the practice field, getting close to making the lineup. You know, we're dealing with some different circumstances this year, so everybody has to be ready. And I'm happy that I'm filling in and doing well.
It's that next man up mentality, and you are coming in just fine. And a request from some of the players here, you got to stop shooting with your right, maybe shoot with your left from now on.
Yeah, it seems to be working. So I'm coming for Alex Bradley's left-footed belt, so I'm coming for it.
Give it up, Mequon's very own, our Professional Construction Incorporated hardest working player of the game, number 25, Andrew Wiedebach. Congratulations, Andrew. Keep up the hard work. Back up to Tom and Tenzin.
All right, thanks, fellas. So, again, Milwaukee ends up running away with this one. 15-3 is our final tonight. Tenzin will be off next weekend, but we'll do it the following weekend, the 8th and 9th, looking forward to it. And no doubt about it, from this point forward, the schedule is going to get pretty tough for the Milwaukee Wave.
Can't wait, Tom. Pleasure as always.
And glad your dad was here as well to check out the game today, so hopefully he enjoyed it as well. All right, our thanks to the production crew here at Panther Arena, especially our director, Ian Thompson, and for my colleague, Tenzin Rampa. Tom Wynn, wishing you a good one and get our final score tonight. Wave 15, the Lancers 3. You've been watching Wave Soccer on MASL TV.